Hello there, and we are live. See ya, guys. You're welcome to a new episode, yeah, of the Ryan and Claude show. See ya, guys. Yeah, Ryan.
Yo,
We haven't had this show in like about 2 weeks now. How many weeks? Or is it 2 weeks?
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh my God, man, what's going on? We should always be on, man. But you
I
know
don't
what,
know,
yeah,
man.
guys.
We're busy. We're busy people. We're busy people.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes it doesn't
yeah.
fit in, but we fit it in.
Yeah, definitely. See, yeah, guys, I want to welcome, guys. You know this guy, yeah. He has always been a trusted person to always run the show with, and of course, he has always been here with me. Started from the bottom, and we're here right now. See, it's not a person than Ryan Maguire. Ryan, you're welcome to the Ryan and Claude Show, season 2, episode 3. Welcome, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks for giving us the platform again, as always. And yeah, we'll crack straight into it, just as usual, man. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely looking forward into it. See, yeah, customarily we would go through last week's showdown, but I would just say this week's showdown because our matchup was on Monday, in it. But I just want to first start with the transfer rumors that that has been going on and swirling
Okay.
around Arsenal Football Club. That would well up into a crescendo where we're getting to the analysis of what happened on Monday, yeah, against Crystal Palace. So, see the first one, Balogun. For Larry Balogun, with the reports that have just come out, it seems like this guy has already agreed a deal with Chelsea Football Club. At least that's the report that's out. It's just remaining for Arsenal and Chelsea Football Club to agree on the fee for the transfer. But the fee for the transfer has already been revealed to Chelsea Football Club. With what is reaching us down here, we heard that
Yeah.
Arsenal brought it up and brought it up that for Larry Balogun to go to Chelsea, Chelsea will have to drop up to about 70 million pounds, Ryan. 70 million pounds. But there's also a twist. We've heard that Arsenal doesn't want to sell to a direct rival. So Monaco is also in the picture, and Monaco is preparing a 40 million pound bid for Larry Balogun. Ryan, take us through what you think about this. What do you what's your take on this for Larry Balogun?
So obviously, money at the minute's mental for pretty much every player. So the prices are always sky high.
Mm,
What you want to do is, what you do is look at the market, look at how much other players are going for, and you put a similar price tag on a similar kind of player. So for me,
yeah,
you look at the Højbjerg signing that United have made. He's not scored anywhere near as many goals as Balogun has, and
definitely.
they've
And it's
slapped
there for about 70 million
they've slapped 75 million
pounds
on him,
from
and
Atalanta.
basically because he sounds like Haaland and he's
Mm,
Scandinavian. So they've phoned 70 million on thinking they're going to get another Haaland. But yeah, Balogun's stats are better than that. So he should be worth the 70 million that we're asking Chelsea to pay. And I
mm,
would ask Chelsea to pay that money because we know they've got an abundance of money. They sign every single player. But they've got
yeah,
that. They've got. I don't know why they need him. They've signed the Jackson lad. He's had a decent start. It's only 2 games in, so we've not seen much. But yeah, they just want to sign every single player, and then yeah, if they want 70 million, no problem. Yeah, no problem. Um, I'd let him go to Chelsea. If he wanted to go to Chelsea, I would let him go. I wouldn't have an issue. I'd sell anyone to any club if they wanted to go to him, because if they don't want to be at Arsenal, they can go play for someone else. If they don't want to fight, if they don't want to, I said this last time we was on the show. If they don't want to fight for their place, go play somewhere
mm,
else and walk onto the team and don't challenge yourself. If you want to challenge yourself, if you've got a rival and you want to challenge yourself to be the best player, you compete with that rival, and to be basically the first reserve at Arsenal because Jesus is the number one. So you're fighting for
Mm,
first reserve. And Nketiah looks like the kind of player he's got the mentality to do that. He'll fight and he'll try and earn his place. And when you look at the stats for Nketiah, man, if you start him, he scores. He scores pretty much every time he starts. He's made most of his appearances off the bench, and that's why his games per goals ratio isn't as good. But if you're starting him, he seems to pop up with a goal, and when we need it. So yeah, but like I said, if you don't want to fight and you don't want to play for us, no matter where you want to go, as long as we get the money that we want for him, just sell him on. Yeah, just sell him on. I'd prefer him to go to Monaco, obviously, so he's not at Chelsea. But like you said, we don't want to sell to a rival. So obviously that means that we don't want to sell to a club competing for our position in the league. So that is
mhm.
obviously why. That's obviously why we're going to sell them to Chelsea, because they're not competing for first or second. So they're not a rival to us. So yeah, that's probably why
Ran
we can sell them to Chelsea.
with a cheeky one against Arsenal, against Chelsea. But see, yeah, Ryan, this is where my problem is. Yeah, mostly with this Falari Balogun issue. Yeah, we told this guy, go out and prove yourself. You haven't proven yourself. Yeah, of course you've proven yourself in the youth ranks with Arsenal. You've scored goals, good and okay. Go prove yourself out there. This guy takes a leave of absence for 1 year, goes to Rams, scores lots of goals there, shot his stuff down there in Rams. Yeah. At one time, he was level on goals with Kylian Mbappe, yeah, and the rest of them, Messi and the rest of them last season. Comes down to Arsenal, yeah, and he doesn't get a sniff, even in the preseason games. Doesn't get a sniff, yeah. What what did he have to do to actually get into that team? We told him, go gain experience. He got it, and he scored out there, yeah, for a team that practically doesn't actually have straight shooters that will come out and help him out. He struggled out there to get those goals. Coming back to Arsenal, no sniff at all, no chance, not even in preseason, not even in an experiment to even try this guy. Good, let's scratch that. We go into the area of Inter Milan coming for this guy. Yeah, Inter Milan coming for this guy. If that doesn't even ring any alarm bells for us, Chelsea Football Club coming for this guy. Ryan, if that doesn't ring any alarm bells for Arsenal, Monaco is coming for this guy because he played in the French league and they're willing to drop 40 million pounds as we speak right now. Ryan, if that one doesn't do the trick for you, I know the one that'll do the trick for you, yeah? Tottenham Hotspurs, yeah, came to inquire just last week for Folarin Balogun. See, is it that we're blind to see what other clubs, what other even rivals, I call them rivals. Last time I checked, Chelsea Football Club is a rival of this football club. Last time I checked, Inter Milan is a rival in Champions League. Yeah, so these are rivals. Yeah, and Monaco is a good team, a very decent team. Tottenham Hotspur used to get top six just a few years ago. So these are teams that are willing to, get a striker to bolster their forward line. Ryan, is it that we're blind to see what's going on around us? Why other clubs deserves this guy or wants this guy? Why aren't we seeing what they're seeing in this guy? If he's
So
so crap, why do all these guys want him?
I
It's
know
true, Ryan. If he's so dirty, if he's so crappy, if it's a messy player, why are these guys circling around him?
I get what you're saying. Obviously, I agree. We've sent him on loan and said, show us what you can do on loan, and then you come back. I'm guessing you'd say you come back and get your chance. So he's gone
Hmm.
on his loan. He's done very well in France. We all agree with that. And
Yeah,
he's come back to Arsenal in the summer. So this is
yeah.
where this is where your problems may start. So we obviously we don't know what happened when he reported back to Arsenal. Did he go straight into the office saying, right, I've done my job in France. Now I need to be playing for you while I'm out the door. Did he throw some
Yeah.
kind of ultimatum down? I feel like if that's the case, then Arteta's probably gone, well, you can go out the door then. You don't just have a good season and come walking into our first team. It doesn't work like that. You come back in and you still have to fight for the place. He could have come back in again. Well, when players are linked with other clubs or linked to leaving, they never actually come out and tell us the actual truth of what's going on, or say they want to leave until that last knocking. So has he come
Yeah.
back from his loan in France saying that he's heard the other team sniffing around him and he's tempted away? He wants to leave. Maybe something like that in the background. Because I agree with you. I expected him to come back and definitely have a run in the preseason, have a goal. Like you're saying, these clubs are offering anywhere around the 40 million mark. I can't see clubs. I don't hear clubs coming in and offering us that for Nketiah. So does that show that the clubs value Balogun more highly? Obviously, Balogun's had a starting role
Sure they do,
in a
Ryan.
top
Sure
league.
they do. They do value
So
Balogun more than Nketiah.
yeah,
Nketiah,
so this is
it was
why.
only Crystal Palace that came for him, and they were offering like close to 30 to 40 million pounds. But teams are ready to pay 50 million pounds for this guy, and lots of suitors also.
So for me, this is why. So Balogun's was the first choice at Rennes last season,
Mm,
and he was the first choice in what you would say is one of the top leagues, and he scored a few goals. So that's gonna hit you. It's gonna boost up your transfer market. Obviously, Nketiah's not the first. He wasn't our first striker, and he's one of the
yeah.
guys that sits on the bench. And
Mhm.
you're looking at him and the fact that he's only a bench player, so we might be able to get offer a bit less money for him. Maybe he's not actually had that a season run like Balogun has, and yeah, he might have been top scorer with Mbappe in the French league. I'm sure Eddie Nketiah would be very close to it if he was in the French league, because it's one of the top leagues in terms of one of the top countries, but league for league, it's not even close, is it? That's why let's have it right. That's why the big players want to leave. The only reason the big players go to PSG is because they get the moolah for going, don't they? And we know that. Balogun in a bigger league, a league like the Italian league where it can be very defensive, he could struggle, but who am I to say he's not had his chance? So let him have his chance and see how he does. Obviously, Saliba did very well in France, come to England and has done very well in England as well. So it doesn't mean that Balogun's not gonna. It doesn't mean he's not going to do well. We know the potential in him, and that it's still a stunt. It's still a stunt at paying that money for him when he's still unproven. But
Yeah.
obviously they feel like it. They feel like it would work. That's only Mike taking it. Maybe he's had some kind of word to say, I've played so well that I deserve it, and maybe he's come back and in
But
training
indeed,
sessions
he's played so well. He deserves it.
he's
He
played so well
deserves
for
it.
Rennes. He's
Everyone was
played
saying, go out and prove yourself," and he's gone out
he's
and done
played
that. I respect people like that. When
he's
they question you, hey, you've not proven yourself, and then you've gone out to prove yourself. Then come back and get a chance. Yeah, if Eddie is getting a chance in this team, I don't see why. He's an LN guy, same LN that we talk about. Personally, I feel he's more lethal than Nketiah. I'm sorry. I feel he's more lethal than Nketiah. Yeah, at least give him a sniff, give him a run in the team. But I don't know. You know, I don't know.
obviously he's come back. He's had training sessions. He's been with the first team. Is he not putting the work in the training ground? Possibly. There could be other aspects to it, but yeah, it seems like he's going to leave without having an actual chance at the first team. I think the only time we've properly seen him was in was the first game of the season 2 years ago, and since
Mm,
then he's not really had. He's definitely not really had his proper snap at it.
proper.
Players need They need the chances, but they need a run in the team as well. They need you can't
Mm,
just like look at the main guy. Look at Thierry Henry, man. His first season, he played quite a few games, didn't even get a sniff, and then scores he scores after quite a few games,
quite a
and then
few
goes on
games.
to be
Yeah.
Thierry Henry. So yeah, they can't just have one game and think like what 90 minutes and you're not good enough.
Yeah.
You need a run to get that confidence up, and yeah,
Mm,
honestly, yeah, like I agree, he's never had his chance really, has he?
mm. I get that. MUFC Global, big ups to MUFC Global. Yeah, the graphics guy, big ups to you. He says it doesn't matter if I were Balogun, I'll go to Chelsea. MUFC Global also says, to be honest, Balogun could be the solution to your attacking problems. Food for thought for Ryan. And MEFC Global also says, yeah, give the lad a chance. Only God knows why Arteta doesn't play the lad. Interesting. MEFC Global also says, yeah, you don't value what you have, guys. I've always admired Balogun as a player. That's coming from a Manchester United fan. Also, man like Matt. Big ups to you, man like Matt. Yeah, big ups to you. I've never seen you in this channel, but since you came
Thanks
here,
for popping
big
down.
thanks for popping in here, man. Big ups to you and respect to you. Remember to subscribe to the channel and to always, come down here and just hang out with us and check out whatever we have. So it's big ups to you, man, like Matt. And it says here, starting in Katia over Balogun always has been the problem. Why would he want to stay here to not even make the bench? It's a shame. Let Chelsea have him. He won't prosper at that toxic club. Hmm. Ryan, what do you have to say to this? Man like Matt.
I agree, man. I agree because, well, he's going to have a better chance than the Chelsea academy players, which is a massive, massive shame. The Americans have come in. They trying to sign everyone else's academy players or bigger players. Their academy players are not going to have an absolute sniff at the minute, and
Hmm.
yeah, won't prosper. If he wants to look at prospering through Chelsea, I'm sure he might have Omari Hutchinson's number still. They've played together as youth, man. Give Hutchinson a call. Ask how his Chelsea career's going. Because he went last season. We thought Arsenal fans getting the
We
backs
thought
up, and now he's out. Now he's out
all
on
heaven
loan.
has broken loose.
Yeah, exactly. Amari Hutchinson again, another guy that didn't want to compete with the other players in the team. If you don't want to compete, then
Well, he was a
this is what
very
happens.
talented player. Very talented player.
Only showing it now by
Yeah.
getting loaned out.
No, no,
Like
no. I'm talking of him.
if you're
No, I'm
talented, your
talking of
talent
him
will
as a
work for
natural
you.
player. He is a naturally gifted player, skillful player. Could run at teams. Positionally aware. He's a good guy. Can play. I like how he plays. But he went down to Chelsea and look at him. His career is crap. So sometimes players
This
just
is the
need to
thing.
understand
These
when
young
to make a career move. But I'm also
the
asking you, is a
youngsters going
career
to
move
Chelsea.
for Balogun the right one right now? Since you're not getting a chance at Arsenal, should you just sit back like Rob Holding and say, hey, let me sit back, get a salary from Arsenal, and relax? Is that what you want him to do? Because that's the problem. Amy Baba just entered into the chart. Man like Matt is still here. Ryan, do
You
you want
see,
him to sit down and accept the status quo?
obviously, you look at the academy players um, jumping over to Chelsea. You look at the academy players that left Chelsea's academy
Ryan, that's not the question. Ryan,
yeah,
that's not
no,
the
yeah, but I
question.
wanted to say this.
That's
I
not the
wanted to say this
question.
before,
The
and then you've
question
asked me
is,
this
Ryan,
question.
Ryan, don't let me turn this into real talk. Yeah,
Yeah, but
you
listen,
don't want
right?
me to
All
turn this
right,
into
listen.
real
I'll
talk.
answer your question. I'll
You
answer your
don't want me to
question.
turn this into real talk. Ryan, do you want Falani Balo? Since you don't want him to make that move, or we'll call him a greedy guy, or call Hutchinson, good and okay. Do you want Falani Balogun to sit back at Arsenal, accept whatever is given to him, which is he's not going to play and he's going to be on the bench, but he won't play? Sometimes he will not even make bench. Is that the kind of player you want to see Balogun as? Is that what he
Uh,
would do to satisfy Arsenal fans.
I don't think that's going to satisfy anyone. I don't think Arteta's going to say to him, "You're never going to play. Earn your stripes on the training ground, and you'll get your chance." He's not had his chance because he's been on loan. If he stays, I'm sure he can compete and have a real chance to go up against Nketiah. And like I said at the beginning, if he wants to leave, I'll gladly let him leave because I'm not bothered. If players want to leave Arsenal, they can leave.
Yeah, but I
And
don't want people terming him as this saboteur or something. He's not a saboteur. There's nothing bad with a player wanting to play. This is where I have a problem.
yeah,
Because
so is
many
one.
Arsenal fans are saying he's like a saboteur. It's like he can go. You just said he can call Hutchinson. I feel there's a kind of animosity there because he wants to play, and I don't feel it's a problem because if you're a footballer, you you want to be in on the action. You want to play. You want to talk to your mates and say, "Hey, I scored a lovely goal." It's not a crime to dream. It's not a crime to say I want to play. So if he's asking those questions, Ryan, I don't think it's something bad if he's asking to play. I just want to play.
He wants, yeah. So if you want to play, you fight in training and give the manager just give him that headache of how well you try, showing your mentality and showing how well you're doing in the training to give you a chance. It you want to, but if you want to play but you can't get into your own squad, so then your mentality is saying, oh, I'll go to a weaker club and I'll be able to walk straight in. He doesn't go straight into the Chelsea team anyway. So if he jumps ship to Chelsea, he's going to have to fight for first team place there anyway. So it's going to be in a very similar boat.
But
All
at least he's
what
gonna.
to do?
But at
Drop?
least he's gonna make the bench. But at least
Is he? Is he
Arsenal, he
though?
doesn't make
I'm
the
not
bench.
sure.
That's the problem. At Arsenal, he doesn't make the bench.
Does he make? Is he going to make the Chelsea's bench as well
He's
under
gonna make. Oh,
Pochettino?
come
We
on, man.
don't
He's gonna
know.
make the Chelsea bench. He's gonna make.
They've
He's a
now.
USMT striker. You know what that means? Is a
No,
USMT
not really.
striker.
That means
Okay,
nothing to me.
that's another name for the United States
I
men's
know, I know,
football.
I
He's
know, I
won the
know, I know,
CONCACAF.
I
He
know.
scored goals in the CONCACAF. He's won a trophy for his national side. He's gotten caps there. He left England, went down there to the US to prove himself. Got a starting berth in the US, scored in the US, scored for his national side, scored and won the CONCACAF competition. What do you want this guy to do? He's proven himself in the national side. He's gone out at Realm to prove himself again. Come back to Arsenal. He can't get a sniff at the bench. The manager doesn't trust him, doesn't want him for some reason, and he wants to go. And Arsenal fans are kind of like salty to him, and I feel for him because he's the kind of player that I feel we should be, we should be using right now. Because trust me, Ryan, I, I know we've scraped through some certain kind of games, but see, we need goals because our main striker is not there. Gabriel Jesus is not there. Only God knows when he's coming back. There's been some updates, but I don't think he's going to come back to full fitness until after about 4 weeks. So we do need a striker who will be there. Kai Havertz might be doing other things on field, but he's not scoring goals. Where will these goals come from? Eddie Nketiah can't show that all these goals alone. Those goals need to come from somewhere. And if we have someone in our backyard, LN guy can score goals, national side, club side. I'm talking of the loan move he had. Why can't we just at least allow him to play? At least get a sniff.
I don't think he's proven himself internationally just yet. They played in a very easy competition for them, and
Oh,
he scored
Ryan.
one goal.
Oh,
He scored
Ryan.
one goal. It is though. It is. It is. It's not the World Cup, was it? It was. Get it right. It's not the hardest competition. And if you're American playing in the Premier League, you should be playing for your national team because this is one of the biggest leagues in the world. Your national team is nowhere near one of the best teams. And don't think we've just had Turner, the number one American goalkeeper, and we've shipped him off. So this is a big club, and if you're not good enough and you don't compete, you don't play for us. So he needs to compete and play. He's not played enough games to say that he's broken internationally, and I think he's only scored one goal, I think. And I watched one of the games he played in where he didn't score, and he was rubbish. He wasn't anywhere, and he was very quiet. So I don't think he is proven internationally. He's had one season in France. He's had a pre-season with us. Where if we're looking to sell him, it's because he's not producing on the training ground. If he's flying on the training ground, Arteta's playing him. There's no doubt he's not going to not play him just because he doesn't fancy him. If he's producing on the training field, he's going to play him. Is he either got some kind of attitude or he's not producing, and that's why Arteta's not playing him. Just to say he's an international player, we're not going to go sign every Japan player because they play internationally for Japan. It doesn't make them good enough to play for the Arsenal just because you play for your international team. Produce on the training ground. Produce when you get your chance. If he produce on the training ground, he will get his chance. I'm guessing he's not producing there because if he was flying in the training ground, he would be having his chance.
Okay, okay. Enough of Balogun. See, the second person we're going to talk about is Kieran Tierney. Yeah, Kieran Tierney. Uh, see, Brian. Yeah, just back in the news today, we heard that Kieran Tierney is this close leaving the Emirates just today again. Of course, throughout the summer, this guy, the news have been swirling everywhere like wildfire that he wants to live. That he wants to leave the football club. Mikel Arteta came, put his arm around him, and said, "Hey, I literally want you here." We all know that's gimmicks, right? Doesn't need him there, yeah. Because if you need him, you always put him in games. But
Yeah.
see, the thing there is that Mikel Arteta might not really trust him for some certain reasons, yeah. But he wants to go. Yeah, and there's a host of clubs that wants to take him. Newcastle uh, out there, Real Sociedad is out there. I don't know which of the clubs is actually very serious, but last time I heard it was Real Sociedad. But it came out this morning that he's this close to leave the football club. What would you say about Kieran Tierney? If you were Kieran Tierney, what would you be doing right now? And mind you, our
If
back four still have a little bit of a
yeah,
crisis right now
yeah,
with what is
yeah.
going on because Thomas Partey is playing right back in it.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So if I was Kieran Tierney, I would be looking to leave, and there is no doubt. Is good enough at the minute with the way the injuries are stacking up at the minute. He's good enough to be starting for us. He's definitely good enough to be competing with Zinchenko. And if Zinchenko's not playing because he's injured or whatever, Tierney is definitely good enough to be playing left back for us, and I believe that. So it he's the guy that's had his chance and he's done well for us, and
Mm.
he's seen his performances for Celtic as well, and I was excited when we signed him. Got a good run of games, and now he's just getting nothing. He's not when there's no other left backs available. We're playing right backs instead of Kieran Tierney. There's no way Arteta needs him at Arsenal. So honestly, we should be looking to get some money for him because we're not playing him, and that's just, he's just definitely good enough to play, man. And it surprises me every time he's not in the team when Timber's playing left back, who was a right back, and Tomiyasu,
Yeah.
who was a stable, yeah, I say stable right back. We're playing him at left back instead of Kieran Tierney, and yeah, man, it's no, I'm sad about it because I think he's a good player. I just think he's really sound. I've said this numerous times, obviously, but yeah, I, yeah, it is strange. But if I was like what your question you said is if I was Kieran Tierney, not if I was Arteta or whatever. So if I was Kieran Tierney, I'd just be saying accept a bid and let me go. Obviously he's not a London lad; he's a Scottish lad, so he's not really got much affiliation with us apart from what he's got since he signed. So with no need to keep a hold of him, he's not got the ties. I think most fans, I think every fan, would agree that he could leave because we're not giving him the game
Yeah,
time he
we're not giving
deserves.
him the chance to actually showcase what he has. See, Ryan, yeah, I actually do feel it's more of pity I feel for him. Yeah, because he's that kind of player that we know what he can bring to the table. Yeah, we know what he could bring offensively. Defensively, I still think he's left a lot to be desired from him in his defending. He's not the best defender out there. You know that, right? You saw what Palmer did to him in the Charity Shield game.
Yeah,
Left him on the floor, reeling on the floor, trying to get up. Uh, I don't blame him for that. It's match rustiness. Yeah, that's what
it
caused
could.
that.
Yeah,
So he's
very
yeah.
well could be. Very well could be. Yeah.
Very well could be. He hasn't been playing. There's no how he can, test himself against the best in the world if he's not playing. So the other thing down there is that we can also see what he can give to you offensively because is that guy, that you could call upon from the bench to say, hey, you know what? Yeah, my other left backs are not giving me that options right now. I need you to go down there, and he will give you something down there because his looping crosses are something to be desired. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
the
could.
quality, man.
Yeah,
Quality.
yeah, their quality. That's the thing. So we do have two left backs right now that can defend, but going forward, they're very good. Zinchenko is one of those guys. Yeah, going forward, he gives you defending is a big problem. Even Zinchenko has admitted himself in a Ro Ferdinand interview. He said, I can't defend. I need to improve my defense. He said it with his mouth. Ryan, Ryan, it's not me. He
We've got a
said it. He
left
opened
back.
his
We've
mouth.
got a left back saying he can't defend, man. What was
Yeah, he opened
that?
his mouth.
Great.
He said it. He said my defending is not good. I need to defend better. He said that. Yeah, so he admitted that he can't defend. But going forward, we know what he brings to the table. But again, it's not far from reality because if you go to the Ukrainian team, he plays center midfield for these guys. So it depends on perspective on how you see these guys playing. Personally, I do think that Zini is a more better prospect in central midfield. If Arsenal need to employ him down there, we can try that. After all, he does that for the Ukrainian side, and he does it perfectly because he plays there quite well. He sprays passes. He knows how to pick a pass. He could wriggle through players in the middle of the field, could take set pieces. He's that guy. Yeah, he's a leader in the in the center of the park. So it depends on how Mikel Arteta views all these things. But at left back position, our number one signing this season for that position, if you want to check it contextually, is Timber. Timber is injured right now. Who plays in that place for you? Since Kieran Tierney is this close living the football club, who would we employ down there? Tomiyasu, no one likes him. No one likes him at all. At least, even with the red card, you saw what happened. So, no matter what this guy does, on an Arsenal shirt, it's calamity. The referees don't like him. He's not lucky with injuries. Nothing is going on for him. So, where do we pitch this?
You've got to be playing Zinchenko there. Obviously, I Tierney's jumping ship at any day now, and we're
Mm,
left with Zinchenko and pretty much no one else unless you're searching the youth. You're going into
yeah.
into the academy for an
Mm,
actual. Oh, we say actual or we say out and out left backs, which we're not really quite sure if Zinchenko is. Are we? Is he a left back or is he a centre mid, which is his best position? But yeah, I don't like the sound of right backs playing left back and left backs playing right backs. If you're multi-footed and you've been brought up that way, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, let's go for it. But you're looking at Tomiyasu, someone who's only really played centre back and right back, and then you're throwing him in
yeah.
at left back. It's going to cause issues. So you need the players that have grown up playing in them positions or played the majority of the time in that position. Zinchenko's played most of his games since getting put in there by Pep. So he's played most of his games at left back. So yeah, we're looking to play. I'd be looking to play Zinchenko at left back.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, but again, he's our only viable option down there,
Only
right?
viable option. Only
He
viable option.
is our only
Yeah.
viable option down there. Who else is our option down there? Is there any other player that can play left back? Actually, no.
In the first
If
team,
Kirienteni leaves, no other person could
no.
play
In the
could
in the
play that
first
position.
in the first
Maybe
team, no.
Kivior. I don't know. Maybe Kivior could play that position.
Again, no, we can't. We can't be trying out players in positions in the Premier League because you're gonna get found out. Kiwior at the minute is only just a centre back. He's not. He's not had enough. Not had enough game time in the Premier League at centre
Yeah.
back yet to even be classed as a
Mm,
proper centre back. So we can't be now throwing him in at left back and seeing how he does there. Obviously, the first team is solely Zinchenko. If you're discarding Tierney, if you're looking obviously in the academy, we've got one or two. The
mm,
better academy left back or right backs are out on loan at the minute now. So I think Russell Walters has just gone out on loan. I think, and then again, I'm scratching my head for a left back. There definitely is a academy
none,
left back,
none, no, Ryan,
but
none. We
academy.
don't have
I'm
none.
talking academy now. Talking academy
Academy.
now.
Oh my God,
Yeah, yeah.
Ryan, uh,
Yeah.
Ryan, we're we're at the verge. Yeah, we're at the verge of challenging Manchester City for the title, A- and you go into the under. Oh my God, you go into the under 21 team to look for options.
Yeah, so where did Saka come from? Did we sign him or did he
No,
come
no,
from our academy?
Ryan, you know
Did
that's
he come
not the
from our
same.
academy?
You
Why
know
is that
that's
not the
not the same.
same? I
Ryan, you
just
know that's not the same thing.
I'm not
You
saying
know
we
that's
play the
not the
academy
same thing.
players.
Bukayo Saka
Well, it is.
is an exceptional player.
Yeah, but we bring players through the academy at Arsenal. It's what we do.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
Um,
which other
you
one has
asked
been
me.
successful, just like Bukayo Saka? Which other one? We
Well,
can't even
Bukayo
give
Saka,
Balogun a sniff. Who who will get a
because
sniff?
he's obviously not
Waneri
performing
came
in
in,
training,
played
so
one
it's not doing
game,
it
and is
in.
back to the under 21. So what are we talking about here? Who
Listen,
are we
you
going
asked
to
me, have
play?
we got a viable left back in the first team? And I said no. I said maybe there's academy players. That
Yeah,
was my
then
answer.
okay, then who? Then who?
Like I said, I was scratching my head for the left back. I was trying to think. I know there definitely is one, but I was like I said, I was scratching my head for it. But I don't
All
know. Like I
right.
said, Walters has gone out on loan. But yeah, like you said, you actually asked the question, have we got one in the first team? And I said no, man. I said it was just Zinchenko.
Right, man. I don't know, man. That left back, but just imagine if Zichenko gets injured now. What are we gonna do? Like, what are we going to do?
Well, it's not the
Ryan,
question that lies on
things
my
need,
doorstep. It lies on Arteta's doorstep. I'm afraid.
I know,
It's
man,
not a
but
question I really have to answer, is it?
things need to be sorted out, man. You know this, Ryan. Things need to be. See, yeah, we have a good chance, Ryan, this season. We have a good chance of hitting Manchester City where it hurts because to me, yeah, I see a weakness in that team. Kevin De Bruyne is injured. Gondo is off the football club. Mares is off the. For the first time, I'm seeing a Manchester City bench that doesn't look as fearful for the past 8 years. This is their most vulnerable period. Never seen a weak Manchester City bench in 8 seasons, personally. So this is the season to strike. We don't have the luxury of not having a left back right now. To be very sincere with you, because we all know that Zichenko is injury prone. If he goes into an injury and the market slams shut in the next week, in the next 1 week and a half, what are we going to do? We can't afford that. We need to have a replacement in place or completely shut down these rumors of Kirienteni going off. Come out publicly and shut it off. So it's either he stays or we go get someone. I was hearing of Felan Mendy from Real Madrid. He's a good option. Bring him in if that's the option you want to take. João Cancelo was up in the air. Yeah, even his deal to Barcelona was up in the air. We didn't make a move. We didn't do anything. Barcelona were the only ones going for that deal, and now Barcelona have their men. Good. Emerick Laporte was another option for that position. He's fighting for his place in the Spanish national team. He definitely needs that position. We've left this guy for Saudi Arabia. So, Brian, those were options, viable options that I would have said, "Oh, it's good for this kind of guys to come in." But we've not done business for those two. Mikel Arteta, that has contact to Manchester City, that could get those deals done, hasn't gotten those deals done for those two players, and we're letting Kieran Tierney. At least I trust him in some cases, right? But there are rumors that it's going to go. So I have a problem with that, Ryan.
And yeah, I don't think we'll quash the Tierney rumours unless we actually start playing him when we've got the chance to. That's the
Mm,
only way we can quash it is by giving him an actual goal.
yeah,
Playing right backs for left backs isn't going to help us keep Kieran Tierney. So
yeah.
yeah, I definitely I can't see us keeping Tierney because, like I said, he's just not getting it. He's just not getting a goal. He's not getting a chance.
He's not getting a chance. Thomas McCann, big up to you. Thanks for showing up to the show. He says, "Is Tierney due a move away, loan or permanent transfer? I don't know. I'm hearing some loan moves. Real Sociedad wants a loan move. Newcastle wants him like on a permanent move. So I don't know. There's a host of clubs that have been talking. Even a move back to Celtic has been muted in the news. So I don't know. But again, he's not that kind of guy that won't have suitors, right? Because with what he gives
Yeah,
offensively, there'll be teams that will come for him. So
yeah.
but anyway, that aside. Um, MEFC Global says here, big up Amy Baba. And man like Matt says here, I feel for United now is that you need a left. All this Man United talk, we'll get down to that. See, Ryan, the next topic is Pepe, Nikolai Pepe, our most expensive signing ever. Yeah. Uh, he was to go to, I think, Galatasaray somehow. That move broke down. Yeah. Since that move broke down, it came out in the report that Arsenal have done a U-turn and that Mikel Arteta opened up discussions with his representatives, probably to stay in the football club. Brian, what will you say about this move?
It's a
Does that
strange
help
one
Arsenal in
because
any way?
it's a strange one because I expected him to be gone pretty quick, sharpish at the beginning of the transfer window.
Mm,
As long as it's dragged on, it doesn't look like. Well, not that it doesn't look like that would happen. Anything could happen in the next few days. So, but yeah, it's a strange one. But maybe it's going to keep him in for, I wouldn't say competition for Saka on the right, but we've not got too many players kind of competing for Saka's position, or at least having backup. So obviously
yeah,
we know Pepe's a right winger, and he's I don't know he's had some very good performances for Arsenal, but obviously they've been too far, they've been too infrequent, and then obviously he's the kind of player that doesn't put massive shifts in. He's got, we know, with his talent there, and he can call on his talent, so he doesn't have to. It's not, people look. You look at me like the Mesut Ozil kind who doesn't. He
mm,
didn't. He's not covering all over the pitch, but then when he gets the ball, he's producing magic. But
yeah,
Pepe he did do that in the odd game. He scored some cracking goals. We know the two free kicks at the end of the European game, so we know he's got it in him. But when the team's not performing, you look at someone like Pepe who's not running his back out, and it's
yeah,
not a good thing to see, man. So, but like I said, if he's willing to put the hours in at training and try his best to give Arteta a selection headache, then, and obviously we know we're going to make a massive loss on him anyway, just because the 72 million, we're not going to recoup anywhere near that. But yeah, if he wants to try and compete and give Arteta a selection headache, then yeah, good luck to him.
yeah. See, yeah. In terms of that, yeah. Um, see, I wanted him to go out on loan to prove himself. He went out on loan, and I'm sorry, he didn't prove himself. So
No, no.
yeah, so if you're not good enough for Nice, you're not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. And if all these top clubs don't want you, you must be really bad for this Turkish club not to want you. Yeah, you must be real bad for them not to want you. At least, yeah, you're not even like a Kieran is in the house, the Liverpool fan. It says, "Big up, brother, Kieran." Kieran, that's my guy. Yeah, that's my guy. When I started my channel, Kieran was always there for me too. He was always popping in and supporting me mentally and everything. Anthony, you can do this, you can do that. Big ups to you, Kieran, man. Big ups to you, Kieran. Much love to you. And of course, Ryan. Yeah, I just feel like you must be really that bad if even if Saudi Arabia doesn't want you as a professional in Europe. Yeah, Saudi Arabia even reject Ryan. Wait. Turkey rejects you. France rejects you. Yeah? Saudi Arabia, that is even dishing out money, even their third division, they are dishing out nearly up to 200K per year. Yeah, in their third, fourth division. They don't want this guy anywhere. Their football clubs. You must be really that bad. So it boils down to his salary, his wages is too high also. So that's another icing on the cake. Why these football clubs can't even take him in the first place. So Arsenal making it more harder for this club to take him because the wages is on. It's not something he's going to say, "Hey, I, I leave this for you guys." No, he's going. He needs that money. He's going to take it. So the thing there is, I want Arsenal to reintegrate him into the squad for one reason. Just one reason. One simple reason. You know why? Ryan, ask
Go
me
on.
why. Just ask
Why?
me why. Why? Good.
Why? Why?
Ryan, Ryan, have you thought of the ramification of if Bukayo Saka drops now with an ACL injury or hamstring injury? With the way
Every
this
bit, man.
referees
Don't
are,
even,
yeah,
don't
it's
even
true.
say
With
it.
the way these referees are not giving protections to anyone, only to Manchester United and their players, that they're giving all these protections to. Yeah, if Bukayo just falls off, we don't have any like for like replacement for him. No one, no one.
Yeah,
So
it's
why
it's
why
it's a
why in
position
a
with
big
no
mess?
competition.
It's a big mess. We are in a big mess. If Bukayo Saka drops his game one or goes into an injury, so it's better to have someone at least who even has space, at least to trouble some defenses a little bit, create some little spaces here and there. I, I want to believe he's a shitty player, but I want to believe that he's not that a shitty player. Like it's not to the cleaners or to the gutters, right? At least there should be
It,
something
it
still there, yeah, Ryan.
obviously he's had a couple of bad years at Arsenal, so you're not going to have massive suitors, are you?
Mhm.
If your form's disappeared and you've not performed for 1.5, 2 years, then you're not going to have a queue out the door for you. But we do know it's somewhere in there. But yeah, like you're saying, it's probably the wages getting in the way and as well, and I
Mm.
mean, like there's there's only so much clubs are going to be willing to pay. But yeah, it is the position. It is another position where we've pretty much only got the one player, and obviously that's a quality player. But like you're saying, dropped by an injury. Who's coming in to compete with Saka, and especially on the right, there isn't anyone. Oh
None.
well,
There's no one.
there's
We're, in,
there's Reece
we're
Nelson in
literally
there.
in trouble. See, Ryan, we're in trouble if that guy drops. To be very sincere with you. See, even in the last 10 games last season, when he dropped, and of course he should drop, his intensity should drop because he's been playing all games. He's a human being. The last time I checked, he's not some power puff girl who could fly like from now till eternity, right? He's
Powerpuff
human,
Girl.
flesh and blood like me and you, my brother. If you cut him with a knife, he bleeds like me and you. So why do we expect this guy to play the old 36, 38 games or whatever, even in the Europa League games, yeah? in the Carabao Cup and all these games. Yeah, play everything. Yeah, I'll overwork this guy. Why should his game drop? So that's my fear. If his game drop, we don't have anyone to bring in to paper the cracks. To help him like for like. There's none. Fabio Vieira would just goof it out there. He can't do that. I should admit, I've been seeing, a little bit of some, slight comeback from Vieira, but it's something that it needs time to come back for him. Yeah, he needs to bulk up more. I've seen that he's been going to the gym now and he's trying to get more bulked up, which is good. Yeah, he should try, but he's not there in it. He's not there yet. Yeah, we need a like for like replacement, and I don't know why Mikel Arteta hasn't looked into that area also, even now that the market is open. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
I agree, man. I don't think that's going to be Vieira's best position anyway. But
mm,
we're not. No one's fully sold on Vieira. Um, again, he needs time to play. But yeah, he did look very soft. But he's had flashes, but he does look a bit soft. And like you're saying, he needs to put them hours in the gym and bulk up. I think your only competition really, or your only other player is probably Reece Nelson, who's kind of close there. Nelson's what we're saying right or left is possibly more of a
but he's
right
injury
winger.
prone. He's injury
Yeah,
prone,
again.
and he might not even play for the next 2 months. Bro, is that league over? Ryan, Ryan, I know you don't want to admit these things. These are hard truths, but you have to admit th- this is where we find ourselves. I'm not saying it's doom and gloom. It's not doom and gloom, but Ryan, this is where we find ourselves
Where do we find ourselves?
in a situation.
Where?
See, Ryan, is it that this Timber injury hasn't opened your eyes yet to what is to come? Because
Right,
if
we've
if
got
Julian Timber
right.
if Julian Timber is out the whole season, yeah, our only viable option down there is Zinni. Kieran then he wants to live. Let's say he lives right now. Yeah, we have Zinni. Zinni, is injury prone. He proved that last season. Let's just use common sense. Yeah, common sense logic. Zinni gets injured for 2 to 3 weeks. Who comes in? We've already established that fact that Kivio, even you said it, that Kivio can't come down there.
Right,
Ryan, what are we talking about?
listen.
Bukayo, no like for like replacement. What are we
So
talking
what we're
here,
t-
Ryan?
so what we're talking about is that one guy's got injured, and now you're saying now every other player's getting injured. Like, yeah, there's if buts and maybes. Listen, 2 weeks ago, or 2.5 weeks ago, we had three players at left back. Now one of them's got injured, and now we're talking about Saka possibly getting injured, and Jay. Like, obviously, like, things could happen. You can't plan for every single thing. We can't have we can't have three or four, five players playing at every single position. The worst of the worst could possibly happen, but then again, it couldn't, and he might not get injured. Yeah, the
But
timber
Ryan,
injured bad,
why are
hard to
you
take,
saying that
but
we can't
that
plan for all these scenarios? Why can't you see? We have the market that's open. There's always a plan. There's always a plan B.
yeah, but we
You can
can't
go to
have
those. You can go
ridiculously
to the
amounts of
market
numbers of
if you're
players in every
serious.
position.
If you're serious of challenging for top honors, you can go to the market. It's open right now and go get in replacements. Yeah, Ryan, our number nine, our number nine is injured right now. We never planned for that to happen, right? But it happened anyway. And right now we're
Right.
left with Eddie Nketiah and Trossard, who I do like, but he's not getting a sniff in this team.
Yeah, I get the angle that you're taking. I'm just saying we can't plan for every single player getting injured because you're going to be very unlucky if that happens. And
I see your sentiments too.
there's wage budgets that you've got to adhere to, and you can't have two top class. It'd be amazing if you could have two top class players in every single position. But like you're
But with
saying
the
even the
Arsenal
City
in it.
bench might look weak
But with the
now. So
Arsenal in it. With the Arsenal.
yeah, and when
We are the
we've not
Arsenal.
got
We're a big club. We're not a
we've
small
not
club.
got unlimited funds, and we need
I think Ryan. I think Ryan is down and out.
different
Uh,
position.
okay, he's back.
Um, Obviously, in a transfer window, you're going to say, right, we've got this position we need to tackle, and we've got this position we need to tackle. You tackle them two positions. If you get you, then you could get an injury in a position that you've not, and you've not anticipated, but you had other positions that took priority. So now you've had
Hmm.
an injury in another position. Listen, we looked at left back and right back, and we signed Timber, and then he got injured, and those are just things that you don't plan for. This is what I'm saying. You can't plan. You can't say, oh, we'll sign two left back players this season because one of them might get injured. That's
Mm,
ridiculous. You've not got that money to do that with.
yeah.
And yeah, you're looking at it in a bad light that Jesus is injured and we've got Nketiah. Obviously, Arteta's seeing something else on the training ground. He's seeing a player that can
Yeah, yeah.
understudy
As for me,
to
I don't have a
Jesus.
problem with that. I don't have a
And
problem with with bringing in Nketiah. But the thing there is that what if it's so light? Yeah, what if it's light? While the season goes on, you never know. Only Eddie Nketiah. It's proven that Eddie Nketiah can't give you 30 goals in a season.
so there's
But
right,
but Man City have
somewhat
a
a
player
play.
that can give them 50 goals. For crying out, like, can give them 100 goals. He's a beast. He's a raw beast, isn't it? He
He's not
could
going
give
to
them
get
100
100
goals.
goals. That's
Come on,
extravagant.
man.
He's
He
not going to
gave
get
these
that
guys
100
50
goals.
something goals. Why can't he give them 100? He
He's
could
just not
believe
going to.
himself, and
It's just not going to. I'll
Ryan,
put my house on it that he's not going to score
he could
100 goals in a
decide to
league
drink
season.
Red Bull. He could decide to drink Red Bull and decide to to have wings and
I'll
just
tell you why. I'll tell you why you can't score 100 goals. I'll tell you exactly why. Because in a season, you have finals, cup finals, and
I
those are the
know.
games where he goes missing and he disappears. So that's why he can't score 100
I'm just
goals.
saying he
That's
could
why
take
he
Red
can't do
Bull
it.
and finally have wings and just decide, okay, since I can like, have a little bit of a jump in this league and score 53, why can't I just turn into some robies that flies and just top it up and get 100. Ryan, please take us through that matchup. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. I know you're buzzing because I know you love Arsenal to the core. So I knew when you saw that final score, you breathed a sigh of relief, and I know you're happy for that 3 points. 3 points gained, right?
Oh, 100%, 100%. We was under the cost quite a bit as well, and reduced to 10 men as well, and still we reduced to 10 men, and then the best possible thing happened. Gabriel came
Illegally,
on.
illegally, illegally.
Well,
Gosh,
another.
oh
I
my God,
know
these
it's
referees,
another
they'll make
disgusting.
you want to tear your hair off. These guys are evil, man.
I
These
know. I know.
refs are evil.
We had the first game of the season. There was refs already getting suspended for the game after. So
Yeah,
um, from because of ridiculous decisions. So yeah, it's something that we just have to, for some reason, I can't explain why, but we just have
yeah,
to live with it, especially in England for some reason. And yeah, so yeah, we'll say illegal, but he is sent off, and then we do the best thing for me by bringing Gabriel on, who last season and it's just been an absolute wall for us, and come on, and he's just an absolute wall, absolute unit
mm,
of a player. And yeah, we sounded it out. Bringing Jorginho on was a very good move as well because he's very
yeah,
astute on the ball, and is exactly Jorginho is exactly what I said when we signed him. It's exactly what I said.
yeah.
When it's a game like, especially a game like that, is where he's perfect. Bringing him
Mhm.
on, he's so calm. He's not. If Jorginho's got the ball on the edge of our box, and we're getting high pressed, he's not hitting it into Rose head. He's touching it, looking, and passing it to another player's feet, and calmly getting it out. And that's in his soul. That's how he plays,
Yeah.
and he's just great at it. And that is to calm the players down. And yeah, he's just very great. He's very, very good at that, and that is exactly why we signed him. And he's just great at that. And then Declan Rice, man, what a player! What a player!
Yeah, Declan
Great
Rice.
game,
Yeah,
great
yeah,
game from him
yeah.
there. Great game from him. Yeah, it's what the start of the season is one of them where it's not been a ferocious start. It's not been we're not hit high heights, but we've played 2 games, won 2 games, got 6 points. So we're I can't you can't really complain. I can't really complain. I'm leaning on the side of happy with both performances as well. So
Mm.
yeah, man, I think it was sound.
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, but the thing that got me more shook and surprised before the start of the game was seeing Thomas Partey again in that right back position. Yeah, shocking for me. And seeing Ben White, who hasn't played in the right back position for over a year and a half. Yeah, we slot him down there in the first game of the season. Now
In
in
the
the
centre
second
back
game,
position, you mean? Yeah,
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 in the
yeah,
centre back
yeah,
position.
yeah.
Yeah, for over a year and a half. Never seen him there. Even in preseason, we never experimented on that either
No, he
way.
was right back in pre-season. Yeah.
It was right back. Yeah, so uh, it shocked me a whole lot. Yeah, and we didn't know how it went the last time he played there for a year. It was a calamity. Yeah, and he went down to right back and he made it his own. Yeah, great player
I
down
wouldn't
there.
say it was a calamity. I think you're being a bit over the top saying it was a calamity. Um,
Why was he moved to right back?
Not because he was a calamity. If he was a calamity, he wouldn't be playing at all. He wouldn't be
No,
playing
no,
at all
no.
if he was a
Why
calamity.
why was he moved from centre back to right back?
Because we've got 2 better defenders than him. It doesn't make him a
Right,
calamity. It doesn't make him a
Ryan,
calamity.
Ryan. He wasn't cutting it at centre back. Let me just let me just make it. Let me soften the blow a little bit
We've
for
got
you
William
because
Saliba
me
and
and you will
Gabriel
argue here.
smashing it. That's why. If you've got a defender who's better than you, then you can't get in. If you've got a player that's playing better than you can't get into that position. If he was a calamity, we wouldn't be pushing him out to right back. We'd be playing someone else at right back, um,
What it
i.e.
happened
Tommy
that when we
Asu or
when we put
whoever.
him at right back, he made it his own. He was playing quite well, but he didn't cut it as a centre back. He was being run ragged down there, man. To be very sincere with you, he was run ragged there at centre back. But we placed him in right back. It worked either way. Yeah, good. So it's already his. Yeah. So to just see him come back to centre back again, that he didn't make his own in his first season when he came. It's just something different for me. Is Ryan there with us? Hello, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah, he's back. Yeah, yeah, he's back. Yeah. So it just brought those memories of something different. But again, that's a different story altogether. But Ryan, do you think we have coordination in our back four right now? Ryan, I think Ryan went off. Hopefully, he
Give me
should be back.
fucking, give me fucking peace, man. These signals are driving me insane. Right,
Yeah, you're back.
coordination, coordination at the very minute. We're not seeing it because we put. I think he's trying maybe different formations or a bit of a different
Yeah,
look. Um, hopefully, hopefully, it's because
mm,
Gabriel had a bit of an injury and he's just getting back to 100%. If Arteta is just benching him and mixing it up, and is a bit tapped, right? And I hope that's not what it is because everyone looks at our defense and says Gabriel Saliba and then White on the right. Like you just automatically go there. You don't mix it up. It's working as well. Do you know what I mean? That
yeah.
back that them three in them positions works really well. And so you don't change it if it's obviously you don't fix something that's not broken. It's the
That's not
obvious
broken.
saying.
Yeah. As for me,
Gabriel and
yeah.
sorry, am I boring you there, Tony, mate? Is that what's going on, man?
No, no, I'm hungry. I've not eaten.
I'm joking.
I'm on some diet.
Keep
I've not eaten at
yawning at me
all,
now.
so I'm not even
Um,
gonna eat this night. Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah.
man. So yeah, Gabriel was unreal last season for us.
Hmm.
The first, I reckon it was the first 3 or 4 games. He looked slightly at a miss, and then from then on, he just smashed it all season. And
Yeah.
yeah, he was the Fulham game where he gave the ball away, and that was right at the beginning of last season. And since
Yeah.
pretty much since then, he's just
Hmm.
absolutely smashed it, and been he's been just as him and Sleeper have been just as valuable. I'll say I won't say anyone would have been better. I would say they've been just as valuable to us, and benching him now makes no sense. That's why I hope it's just because he's had some kind of niggling injury. And
The
but
injury. Yeah.
yeah, hopefully from next week he's back
Good.
starting.
Ryan, take a look at this guy, Kai Havertz. What do you think? You see, you've watched his 2 games, yeah? Personally, I'm not writing him off the way other Arsenal fans have already. Some have already said to me, sell this guy off. He's no good. Some have said, I don't like him. I never liked this signing in the first place. Get him far from here. Many have said that. I can understand that, yeah, because this guy's coming from Chelsea Football Club, scored just 7 goals, yeah, in both seasons in the league. Hardly a big number, yeah, but commanded a big fee coming down to Arsenal, £65 million. That's where it hurts. But good, scratch that. If you come to Arsenal, I want to see you perform in an Arsenal shirt. I don't care whatever your situation is in your other
Yeah,
club. My
yeah, I
own
agree. I agree.
thing is when you're at Arsenal, perform. So I decide to give this guy a chance. I literally want to see what he's going to do for Arsenal. And again, Ryan, you know me, I like the perfect underdog story. If you're that guy, if you're that guy that people say, "Oh, you can't do this," I naturally want to, be there for you and
Yeah,
just urge you on because I know how hard it is mostly in the game, in the game of football. Yeah, when people don't want to give you a chance and to just watch you play and give you the chance to actually play, and no one is giving you that opportunity. See, you've watched his 2 games. Have you seen anything that tweaks your memory? That kind of like tells you like, oh, we have a play in our hands, or like, oh, he's getting there or he's done something spectacular. Like just in a truthful manner. Like, just tell me what you think. Mostly in that game against Crystal Palace.
I think what I will say for me is that he's definitely putting the work in, and we're not going to say that he's not going missing. He's putting. If you look at this, obviously some stats that you'll say he's covered especially the last game, he covered the most ground from every other Arsenal player. The most duels won, and yeah, for me, obviously he's not done anything, we know he's not done anything spectacular because he's not on a score chart yet. He's not on an assist chart yet. But like I say, he's putting in the effort and he's putting the work in. So I you hope for more of that, putting that work in, and those are the building blocks to get in there. And a player like, I think he's going to struggle with a player like, because his next output is Nketiah, and Nketiah's the box man. A player like Jesus coming in, if where Havertz is, like I say, he's winning every duel, so he's winning a duel. Jesus is going to be right there to get that second ball, get that head on, and that I can see that working a lot better when he's playing
Yeah.
with the likes of Jesus. But yeah, I'm definitely giving him the chance. I've seen him before Chelsea. I've seen him played
Sorry,
out of
Ryan. Sorry,
position at
Ryan.
Chelsea.
Sorry, Ryan. A big member of our channel is just here, and of course, I have a new show with him. I think you should get to watch it. It's with Oregon Gurna, of course. Is a member of this channel. Very important one. Without this guy, it's bust for me also too here too. So, Oregon Gurna in the house. Big ups to you. Ryan, that's Oregon Gunner, of course. I know you've had a few run-ins in the chats with him too. So Oregon Gunner, welcome to the show, man. You're welcome. Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, so obviously, like I say, we'll get Jesus back, and we'll see how they work, how they can work together. Because I can see that
Mm.
working very well.
Me
Um,
too. Me too. I'm
I'm
sharing that. I
yeah,
agree.
and
I agree.
he's putting in the effort. We can't say he's not putting in the effort in. We're only 2 games in. He's working the Arsenal way out. He's working the Arteta tactics out. Um, we don't jump to them conclusions after 2 games to ship him out. Not a chance. Give him his chance, and I'm still of the belief that he will take it.
Mm, mm. See the Arsenal history. I'm not guys. See, even me, I was watching a Jersey show even before I popped in for this show. Although we started the same time, but I was watching Jez show. I'm a big fan of his show. Jez, Arsenal history and more. Big up to you, man. He says, "Evening, Tony and everyone. Big up to you, Jez. We love you down here." And Ryan, you've also had run-ins with Ryan. Ryan, you've had a couple of run-ins with with Pips here, man. You and Jez have, got into it a little bit, some time ago. But it's all good. It's all love. Big up
Yeah, man. Of
to
course, man.
Jez,
Of course.
and yeah,
He's a
yeah,
great
yeah.
guy.
And
He's a
Jez
good guy.
recently celebrated 4,000 subscribers. With Arsenal
Good stuff,
channels,
man.
it's
Good
not
stuff.
really that easy. It's really saturated. So to get those type of subscribers right now, it's pretty hard. So big ups to Jess for that, and lovely show you had a couple of minutes ago. Big ups to you. The Kieran says, "Big up, brothers." See, Ryan, I do agree with you about this kite stuff. Yeah, I think we do need someone who could actually link up players. The
Yeah,
person that does
yeah,
that is
yeah,
Gabriel Jesus. If you actually have him to actually link up play, bring in all these attacking assets, and mind you, when he's carrying the ball, many players are drawn to him because skillfully that's what he does. Yeah, he attracts all these players to him, gets one or two dribbles out there, creates spaces, and that's where you want Kai Havertz to be. And he's always there for those tap ins, right? Because that's where he's situated. That's where he does his damage more. It's in those loose balls that are in and about the 18-yard box that are loose, and he could just get them in. So that's what I want to see. So I don't know. Maybe Gabriel Jesus might be like maybe I think 3 weeks to come or so. I don't know about his match fitness before that, but let's see what's going to happen. Then I want to see him and Kai Havertz play. And Ryan, the bigger problem here is that we spent £65 million on this guy. Because see here, Ryan, if you notice, Mikel Arteta isn't subbing this guy. This guy is playing the whole 90 minutes. He's not being subbed. So Mikel Arteta actually feels the pressure for this signing to work. He definitely feels the pressure. If he can be able to sub Martinelli out from games, one of our top performers in the last
yeah,
game,
yeah,
yeah, he subbed him
yeah,
out and left Kai Havertz in there. There's something. It's either he wants Kai to prove so bad, he wanted to prove that that £65 million isn't a waste. I can understand that. If I was Mikel Arteta, I want that signing to work. Because if
yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
work, it's a big blow, yeah. Because he spent £65 million, on the guy. If he wanted something maybe more bigger, he would have added maybe more 30, £40 million and go get a Victor Osimhen. Then we know we have a striker, right? But right now, we can't say that. I'm giving that guy, Kai Havertz, 10 games. This is just his second game with Arsenal. I'm giving him 10 games. I'll be fair to him. Yeah. I'll give him 10 games. Prove yourself. Yeah. Just prove yourself. Some other people would say, see, but Ryan, yeah, the thing there is that some other people would say, hey, it's 2 games Kai Havertz to win for Arsenal. Do you look at it from that angle? Because I was seeing that argument today from some channel. Yeah, they said, "Hey, what's all this hate on Kai Havertz? 2 games played, 2 wins for Arsenal." Do you look at it from that light? I think Ryan is hung there. But yeah, so I was kind of like just watching a channel today. Okay, Ryan.
Yeah,
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 you're
yeah, yeah,
back. Yeah, did you get the question?
yeah,
The
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So what? You know what? I'm I'm a bit more than 50-50 on that. You know, I'd say what I'll say. So I do agree in some senses because it's a team game and there's 11 players. They all work together and you get that victory. So yeah, I do agree in that way. But then I would say if you won, say for example, if you won 2-1 and someone made a horrendous mistake for
yeah,
giving away a goal or something, then that theory comes into question a bit. But yeah, you play as a team, man, and you win as a team, and sometimes you might go 2 games, 3 games, 4 games without getting an assist or a goal. But if
mm,
you was the guy that played that killer pass to Martinelli to break into the box to lay it on to Jesus to score,
mm,
you're not getting an assist on the goal, but you played that killer pass to get that goal. That chance was created by you. So you might not get that stat that says, "Hey, I got an assist," but you was a big part of the team. Look at Thomas Partey, for example. He's not popping up every single game with a goal because it's not his position. So sometimes stats stats are good, yeah. Stats are also very bad, and stats can be manipulated royally. You politicians do it every single day. You
definitely.
it, so as one stat does not tell the whole truth. Do you know what I mean? And they're quite a lot of times they're misleading. If you've had Kai Havertz for 10 games and he's not scored one goal, you could say the stat that he's not scored a goal in 10 games. He
Yeah,
might have assisted 5 times, but you're not bringing that up. So yeah, you've got that issue. And for me, I'm definitely giving Kai time. The argument that people have got is why is Smith Rowe not getting this chance? And I can't argue against that. I've not got an argument for that. I want to give Kai a chance, yeah, but I really, really like the lad Smith Rowe, and every Arsenal fan, pretty much every Arsenal fan does. We had the massive chant a few years ago, Saka and Smith Rowe, and yeah, that's another question too. So, but yeah, but I'm definitely of the opinion, 100% of the opinion. If you're a manager and you sign a player, you're going to be playing that player. And if you don't understand that, then it doesn't make sense. If you've got a team on Football Manager or you've got your team on FIFA, you bring in a player, you that player starts that the player starts for you. And
mm,
yeah, if it doesn't work out, then like you're saying, in your 10, 15 games, you're going to be looking to drop him. But for now, 2 games in, I'm not surprised that Kai Havertz has played 90 minutes because, like you just said, we paid 65 million. So if you're paying 65 million and not playing him, you're going to ask questions then as well. Have we got money
yeah.
to throw around?
Questions will be asked,
Exactly.
and it's
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
down to the manager. It's the manager
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
answer for that, because it's his signing. Yeah, talking about his signing, Ryan, a big one now, and I want you to be very sincere about this one. This one is gonna sting a bit. Yeah, it's gonna sting a bit. Yeah, because I knew when me and you started this channel. Yeah, we talked about being constructive with our criticism, but this one might transcend being constructive. Yeah.
Don't hurt me too
Um,
much, Tony.
Man
Don't hurt
like
me too
Matt,
much.
of course, Arsenal history and more, who understands more about channels. Yeah, I think he replied to you. Of course, just hit me up on Instagram and then we can see how we can set something up. Yeah, big up to you, man like Matt.
Yeah, man. Get
See,
involved. 100% get involved.
yeah, yeah, but hit me on Instagram. You can go to my channel, to the information side of my channel. You would see my Instagram page. Hit me up there, Matt. See, Ryan, this is gonna sting a bit, yeah, and it's about no other person than Trossard. Yeah, Ryan,
Go on.
See, what does this guy have to do to get a sniff in this team? I, I don't like how this guy is being disgraced. I'm sorry, Ryan. I don't like how this guy is being handled. He's being disgraced. He's being put on the floor. He's being mashed about. Yeah, in this team. What does this guy have to do to get a sniff in this team? In the preseason games, he scored. See, this guy was player of the month in March and couldn't get a sniff, a start in April. It boils my blood seeing that this guy doesn't start. I'm serious, Ryan, man. And I don't want it to look like I, I'm trying to tear something down or I have an agenda or something. Ryan, it hurts. It hurts me because I know that this guy there's something in him. Ryan, what makes this whole thing? What makes this whole thing a little bit more painful and very itchy is that he is a legitimate Mikel Arteta signing. Mikel Arteta signed this guy, and not for cheap, not £10 million, not 20, for big money. Yeah, at least sizable money. Maybe not too big, but sizable money. Something more than in the 30s, right?
25, I
He's,
think. 25.
I think it's 30. I think it's up to 30.
No, I think it's 25.
Oh, whatever.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's a different
It
question.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
forget it.
Ryan,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
500, even 500,000, I don't care. This guy he's shown promise. He knows how to play. He knows how to run at players. He can play at all front three positions in a back three. He can play behind he can be tucked in behind the striker. That's how bad this story goes. And this guy can't get a sniff in this team that Edin Nketiah is playing. Kai Havertz is playing 90 minutes. He's not scoring goals, but he's playing 90 minutes. And we have someone who could come in and soften the blow, make our work more easier because of how much he could carry the ball. And he knows where the net is. He could score a goal. He proved it in preseason. He proved it last season. He also have assists in it. Ryan, why is this guy not getting a sniff in this team?
It is a tough question, man, because we've seen his quality when he plays. We definitely signed. The thing for me is we definitely signed Trossard as a sub and as someone to challenge the players. Like for me, I expected to challenge Martinelli, and obviously Martinelli's performing week in and week out, so he's going to struggle. He's struggled to compete with Martinelli, but if Nketiah is not performing, Trossard is a sound striker. Like you're saying, he knows where the goal is, and he makes good assists, man. So honestly, it's a question similar to yourself. I can't really answer because I do agree with you that he deserves more game time. But this is what we've been saying this the whole show. We need players that are good enough to players, and that's what Leandro Trossard is. He's the player that we know is good, and to keep the other guys on the toes. So when these other guys aren't performing, Trossard can come on and do some damage or do some good. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I do believe he should have a shot at CF going up top, especially with Jesus injured. And you're asking me at the beginning of the show why we're not playing Balogun, and then at the end of the show, or near the end of the show, you ask me why we're not playing Trossard. There's a couple of players there that can play the same position. They're fighting for that striker position. So, I mean, it's a good question as well because in terms of it's good to have these players on our bench that you think are deserved to play. At least
Mhm.
when we first started this show, we were talking about the bench, and they weren't even getting into the team because they weren't good enough. And now it's an argument that why are these benchers not playing for the team? I mean, I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a good question to ask. So, I'm happy in a way because we've now got players on the bench that you're screaming to be playing. So we're in a good position. In a few positions, we know we might not be as good of a position because the players that we sign get injured the week later. But yeah, it's a tough question because he's a very, very good player. But and I know what you're saying, and I totally agree. Is a very good player, and he deserves minutes.
He
I can't
deserves,
answer.
Ryan, that's the word I
He,
want from
he
your mind.
deserves
He
minutes.
deserves, he
That's what I say. That's
deserves it.
what I'm saying. I can't answer the question
What
because I
should he
agree
do?
with your question.
Should he kiss the ring? Ryan, should he kiss the ring? Should he bow down and kiss the ring? And just see, man, what should this guy do? What should he do? What should
It
he do?
honestly
It's
doesn't look like.
unfair. Ryan, I literally see Trossard handing in a transfer request by January. How about that? I see him handing over a transfer request by January. I completely see it. Because what does this guy have to do to get into the team? And then we completely disrespect him by putting in Eddie Nketiah there, who hasn't even gotten enough goals than him, even in preseason, even last season. Because Trossard was at the back end of some very incredible goals that season. His assists, top notch. Best in March, couldn't start in April. Even in April, he was coming off the bench and, creating one or two stuff and scoring some goals at the end of the day. And he's not playing. But if there's a problem, Mikel Arteta should be that coach that should come out and tell us, hey, I'm sorry. Maybe this guy is always injured or he has an injury problem. Then we understand where the problem is coming from. But right now, we the fans are out here wondering what's going on with this guy. So we don't know if maybe he's injury prone. But if he's injury prone, then come out and tell us. Or if he's nursing an injury, come out and tell us. But with him just very silent about the whole thing, and this guy who we know knows the back of the net is not playing, not starting. Man, it's funny, man. It's funny. It's a very very funny situation that we have here. But again, I do understand your sentiment. At the last season we're talking about, hey, we don't have that bench we could look forward to,
Yeah,
and right
yeah.
now we at least have one or two people we could use, and now we're complaining that we're not using them. So
The all I'd,
that's the
all the only thing I'm saying, Tony, is basically the question is Trossard is performing well when he gets his chance. So why are we not starting him? That's your question, and you might as well ask me. You might as well ask me an algebra question because I've not got the answer to both of them because
yeah.
we we both want to know the answer,
Who
but
want to know
we
the
don't. We're struggling with it, and I think the guys in the chats can understand where I'm coming from because I agree
answer?
with you. We're both wondering what the answer is. We're both sat at the maths table, the big fat maths teachers kicking us out because we don't
And
don't
it's
know the
true.
answers. And I can't give the answer because I agree with your question. If you're asking me why Nicola Pepe is not playing, I'm telling you because he's not performed for us. He's not been good enough. That's why he's
Definitely.
not playing. But
Definitely.
Trossard's done. He's done very well. So um, yeah, we signed him as a rotational player. That's the best answer I can give you. But if
Mm.
Eddie's not performing, he deserves the minutes and he deserves the chance. And
For
he's
me, he
definitely
even
not injured,
deserves
by
that
the way.
spot. For me, he even deserves that spot than Eddie Nketiah. But again, see, look into this Eddie Nketiah stuff, yeah. Round, we'll just use some more, just some little more minutes, yeah. I'm sorry. This Eddie Nketiah stuff, he scored in the first game, yeah. In the second game, do you think that gives Eddie Nketiah an automatic right to start in that second game? And look into that second game. Was he that potent to you? Because there was a 1v1 chant he could have just, bro, I'm not playing, man. I've played football, man. I could score that goal. I'm sorry. I could score that goal that Eddie Nketiah just. just throw away, man. I can score it. Ryan,
Is
I
this in
swear.
the is this the chance from
I
the Palace
swear, I
game?
can score that goal, man. I'm
Is
sorry.
this from the is this the chance from the Palace game, or is this
Yeah, from
in
the
the
Palace
Forest
game.
game? Right,
Bro, I'm
right.
sorry. I can score that goal. See, no one is telling me nothing. Ryan, I can score that goal. It's just to just have a. Oh, God, Ryan. Oh, no. I will even score a Thierry Henry style. I'm telling you, the top corner. That's where I'll put that ball in. Man, Ryan, we need a striker, man. We need a striker. Ryan, it's not good enough. I need a killer in that number 9 position. But talk to me. I'm willing to. I'm willing to hear what you say to me, man.
So if you're brought in a game and you score, you're looking at that as if you deserve to start the next game. I would say we're asking a striker to score when they're scoring. So yeah, I would say that you deserve to start. But again,
Okay.
you look at the overall picture. What else did they do in the game? What were chances? Did they take or did they squander or did they just not have them other chances? Did they only have that one chance? You've got to look at it. Right? But if you're scoring, yeah, great, you deserve the chance. Good and okay. So but then but then in the game after, if you're missing chances like what you're saying, then you're getting dropped in the game after.
Mm,
And this is for me why the likes of obviously we're talking about Trossard now to come in but this is why you're looking at the players like Balogun perform on the pitch because if Nketiah is missing, give and then give Florin his chance, man, and we want to see what he can do. So, but you've got Trossard there who can score goals. So if it, like you're saying, if you're missing chances, you're getting dropped, and another striker's coming in. If we've got one, and he can come in
But,
and take
but
your
again,
place.
but again, do you want to see him line up in lead our line in the next matchup coming up?
I would,
Do you want to
I,
see Eddie Nketiah start?
I'd like to see, I'd like to see Trossard start.
Me too, Ryan. On a more serious note, I want to see Trossard start. I think he's going to give us something different. See. Yeah, I'm not saying I don't like Nketiah. It might be a good guy, but see, man, there's some chances, man. You just have to bury, man.
Yeah,
That chance he lost, man, it's just one. It's one of them. Oh my God, that's a striker's dream. The striker's dream. I can score that goal, Ryan. Yeah. Let's move away from serious stuff. I can, Ryan. I want to believe that you two can score that goal. Can you score that goal, Ryan? Ryan,
um, I wish, I
don't
just
disappoint me,
wish
Ryan.
I had the
Don't
fucking, I
disappoint
wish I
me.
had the chance.
Oh my God.
With my eyes closed. With my eyes closed. There's my answer.
Oh
With
Jesus.
my eyes closed.
Now you're talking, brother. Now you're talking, brother. Man, that bro, that was a clear chance, man. Easy, bro. It was well done. The assist, but he just threw it away. So and when he threw that ball away, I was like, this is why we need a striker. That's the reason why we need one. But anyway, that goes away. But let's see, Ryan. Yeah. Um, just candidly, yeah. Look into these other teams. Into th- into these other teams. Newcastle played against Man City. I didn't feel they gave Man City a run for their money.
Oh,
They let them
annoyed
off. They
me.
let them off the hook. These
Annoyed
guys
me.
are tired. They just left them to run the show. They lost that game, innit? Good.
It was,
Liverpool.
Newcastle's performance annoyed me. I expected a lot more from
Yeah, I
Newcastle. I
expected a lot
expected
more
them
from
to
them.
properly go for it, and
Yeah.
Newcastle. For listen, for some reason we can play very well. We come up against Man City and we falter. Newcastle gave them a good running last season whenever they came together. They're
Yeah.
one of the teams that I thought could have the best showing against Man City, especially at the
Hmm.
minute where they look slightly weakened. I
Hmm.
expected a good show, even if Man City scraped the win. But even though it
Yeah.
was a 1-0, it was a comfortable victory for City because Newcastle just didn't really go for it, and honestly, it annoyed me. I expected them to give them a really good goal, and they didn't 100% turn up.
Well, that goes Newcastle, right? We have Liverpool. That showing against Chelsea didn't really convince me about the team. Of course, they met Minnows at Bournemouth, right? But Bournemouth is
Yeah,
there for the taking any day, right? Let's wait until they face a more bigger team and see where they are. But again, it still boils down to Liverpool not being that same team. And trust me, a team that does major surgery in midfield doesn't have a crack. You know, at the league. Uh, i- if that's what I think, yeah, they did major surgery, and it's not even enough, yeah, for them.
and it's
So,
not enough. And it's not
and
enough.
it's not
They,
even enough for them. So,
they've not
uh,
signed good enough players.
there goes Liverpool. See, Ryan, Manchester United looking like SpongeBob dredged in water. Manchester United midfield looking like SpongeBob drenched in water. See, Ryan. See,
Listen,
Ryan.
if I was listen
Arsenal is the Messiah.
before you
We
even
are
ask a
the
question,
Messiah. It's our
before
league. It's
listen,
ours.
honestly, if I was a United fan, they had they had a at the end of the day, they had a good season last season. They had some really bad points, but look like they've turned a corner under Ten Hag. But I'm looking
Mm.
at United now, and how much have they improved actually under Ten Hag? How much do they look like they're in a much better position? Because I'm not seeing
They,
it.
they
I'm
won the
not seeing
Carabao
it.
Cup last season. They won.
No, it'll be. I'm not.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever. I'm not bothered
What a,
about that.
what a joke.
Honest, and again, another Newcastle performance that annoyed me in that final against United, but that's last season. That's gone.
Mm, mm.
Um, listen, honestly, United. So at the beginning of this transfer window, all we heard, again, the same as last year, all we heard is that other teams are going to strengthen and
Yeah.
Arsenal should be worried. So last
Mhm.
season we were told that we wouldn't make Champions League because teams like Chelsea and other squads had won the transfer window. They said the same fucking shit this season. Other teams are going to strengthen and they've not even strengthened. So you've
If
not
not,
even started with that. But then we start the season, and these teams that we're told to worry about do not worry me in the slightest.
they're total garbage.
I'm
They're
only
garbage.
worried. I'm
They all look like
to
trash
com-
can beans. I'm serious.
to compete
Manchester
with
look
us. I'm
like
still only worried about City. That is the only club I'm worried about.
a friend of mine, a guy who was taking an interview for us. There was a lady who was. She said, "Bin this old Manchester United, bin all of them. This is trash." That's what the lady said. Trash out all these players. The trash bin. Yeah, these are relics of the bomb. Yeah, and that's a supporter of Manchester United. Bro, they look bad. They look sad. Yeah, would you just know that that team brought in a striker for 70 million pounds, bro? That team has swallowed nearly £1 billion.
And who
Yeah?
is it? And who is the striker? Because we don't properly know him.
We
He's
don't even
not.
know.
Yeah.
So all these teams are looking like bootlickers out there, yeah, and pretenders and clowns. Look at Chelsea. Chelsea can't even with the whole money spent. They can't
They
even
can't beat West Ham.
beat West Ham.
They can't get a
Yeah,
point
a
against West Ham.
horrible West Ham. A Declan Rice-less West Ham. Can you believe this?
It's a
Chelsea with
West
all
Ham
that money.
team that
So even
the fans, that West Ham fans will even tell you that they're nowhere near as strong as what they at the minute as what they want them to be, and they're still
oh,
turning Chelsea over no
oh,
problem.
oof. Like it's horrible, my brother. It leaves Arsenal to be the only team. Ryan, seriously, Arsenal is the only team right now that can cause damage to this Manchester City reign. Arsenal is the only team. Forget this Chelsea, Newcastle. All these guys are clowns. They're all clowns. Yeah, they're all clowns. Liverpool, they're all clowns. All those guys, Manchester United, they are clowns. None of these guys will get to
This,
this league.
I
They
tell you
won't even
what,
compete. These are clowns. Yeah,
I
they're
tell you
all
what,
clowns.
Tony. I tell you
They're not
what,
going to compete.
this is leading to a good question, you know. So, we talk about these other squads,
Big
and
up
um,
CFCOG,
yeah, big up
Chelsea
Jiggy,
Football
big up
Club.
that.
These are clown clubs. CFCOG.
We it's building to a good question because if we look at if we go back to when we first started last season, I tipped Newcastle to fight for Champions League or to get into the Champions League spots, and I was right. And as so, if we want to look at other maybe what would you call surprise teams, so especially with the way that the teams aren't performing, United aren't performing at the minute, Chelsea aren't performing. Some of them haven't done well in the transfer window. If you want to look at a surprise team to compete with these guys, look no further than Aston Villa because their transfer window has been very, very good. And Unai Emery is doing very, very well with them. And they've just absolutely smashed Hibs 5-0 in the UEFA
Oof,
conference.
oof.
5-0. And it was an unreal performance from them.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
tough place to go up Scotland, I know, because I'm here now. It's tough. Um,
Oof.
so yeah, honestly, if you're looking at a surprise team to fight
It
with
might
the
be
big
Aston
dogs,
Villa. All
look at
these other
Aston Villa this
pretenders are
season.
not going to
I'll
get
tip
there.
Aston Villa this season.
Yeah, Aston Villa. See, I really believe that because all these other bootlicker teams, yeah, they come to Man City, they crumble. It's like they meet their God and they never do anything. So this season, it boils down to Arsenal. I just want Mikel Arteta not to tinker with the whole thing. Yeah, if he,
Yeah,
that's the only reason why I'm not writing off this Arsenal team. Yeah, I know we have the players to win this league, but it's the manager. If the manager could just stop tinkering with the whole thing, if he leaves this guy, puts them where they ought to be. I don't want to see Thomas Partey at right back. I want to see him in the CDM role where he belongs. I want to see Benjamin White in the right back position. Salib in centre back. Gabriel Magalhaes in centre back. Zini, just leave him there. Leave it there. Yeah, and let's
yeah,
play.
yeah.
And let's go head for head. Brian, things might literally change this season if things goes well. It, these other teams, yeah, they're all fakes, man. I'm telling you it. I'm telling you. Look at
I
Chelsea.
agree.
Well,
I agree.
buying Caicedo and Lavia and can't beat a Declan Rice list.
Gives it.
West Ham.
Did he give away a penalty on his
These
debut?
guys are the butt
Caicedo
of
did it.
jokes. These guys are clowns. Manchester United. Look at that mid. No, Ryan. Look. Tell me I'm talking crap. Look at that Manchester United midfield
No, I agree,
to
man.
be
I'm not saying that.
destroyed and completely. Oh my God! By
Man
Tottenham
United's
Hotspur.
Man United's big signing this summer is Mason Mount. That is all you need to know.
Oh my
That is all you
God!
need to know.
Ryan, how can I be scared of this guy? I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. So and Newcastle. Yeah, they're dangerous, but Arsenal will do what
Newcastle are still dangerous. Yeah,
yeah, they said, but Arsenal will do
they've
what.
made
See,
good signings as
it's
well.
on Arsenal. I'm not afraid of all these other teams. It's just
No,
Arsenal. It's just Arsenal.
I'm not.
So
Yeah,
let's go into the market, see what we can get. And close the show. It's 2 games, 6 points. Kai Havertz have started, but it's 2 games and 2 wins for Kai Havertz. I would
two
reiterate.
games, two
Yeah,
games, 2 wins, 6 points. That
yeah.
is all you need to know.
That's all we need to
That's
know.
all you need
It
to know.
doesn't tell the whole story, but I'm sorry, man. We're matching on. We're on the same points with the champion, or the champions of Europe, right? So let's see what we can get. Ryan, it's time to go, man. What a show! What a show! I know I've been hard on you, like it's real talk, but man, sometimes Ryan, I have to be hard on you a little bit, just to turn up the screw a little bit with you because you're a little bit relaxed when it comes to critiquing this club, man. I've seen that in you, but sometimes you just have to get one or two criticism in, yeah, because not
We
everything
all
is perfect.
now
Everything isn't
listen.
perfect.
We 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 know where critiquing clubs can get you. it can give you, like it's done to a lot of fans, it can give you a massive
Ryan, I'm sorry,
place.
Ryan went
Am I
off.
back? Am I with you?
Yeah,
Can you pick
Ryan
me
is
up?
back.
Right.
Yeah, Ryan is back.
Even when I want to speak, it doesn't let me because my signal fucks up. So, right, what I'm saying is, you can critique the players till the cows come home, and some big fans have got big off it. It's done very well for them. If you don't need to critique, I'm not going to. But if it's needed, I'll give it out. I've no problem with that. We want it to be constructive. I don't ever want to. You see, we know the channels that got big from Arsenal's slight downfall. We know who they are without saying them. But my main issue with them from the start, and my main issue with especially celebrity Arsenal fans on the TV, they would tell you what the issue is, but they would not tell you how they would solve it. They'd tell you
Yeah.
what the first part would be, but they would not tell you the second part. So obviously, when this started going big was at the end of Wenger's reign, and the celebrities on the TV or the fans outside the ground on these channels would tell you to sack Arsene Wenger. And then the next question would be, who would you bring in? And they've not got an answer to it. If you're in charge of Arsenal's board and you want to sack the manager and then not know who to bring in,
Who to
do
bring in?
me do me an absolute flavor. Do me a flavor, right? Critique it. Tell me what the issue is, but then tell me how to fix it, and then that we
Mm,
will have that as an answer. But
yeah,
if you're just saying drop Nketiah, but then you don't know which player to play, then that's when we're going to have issue. And that's when there's a Trossard question. I don't have the answer for you because I agree with you. We're both struggling for the answer, but maybe
yeah,
the answer is give him the game time. Yeah. So you might say I'm relaxed, but I don't want to give you I don't want to give you an answer without giving you both parts of
both
how to
parts.
solve it. We
Mm,
all. I'm guessing most people that watch the show work, and we've all got a job. The worst part of the job is a manager or someone above you telling you that that's not right, or this needs to be done. You then say, "How do I do it?" And they don't know. Fuck off. Then you can't tell me it needs doing if you don't know how to solve it. So yeah, it is.
yeah, it
We
is
will
what it
critique
is.
when it's needed, but we also need the answers.
Ryan, in our next match, what's your prediction for the next one?
Um, so you know what? I reckon. I reckon we'll go 2-0.
2-0.
I go 2-0.
Why? Why 2-0? Because just this our past match, yeah, with Crystal Palace. I was asking a few people. They were telling me 3-0. Someone told me 7-0. And I said, it's
You can't.
I just put my head and I said, "Oh my God, these guys don't get it, do they?
You,
It's
you,
not gonna be easy like that, yeah.
you don't get.
It's not
You
gonna
don't
be
get the
easy
easy
like
games.
that. It's
No.
not like that, yeah. And when we played them, it's 1-0. I said 1-1 because I literally saw that this game was gonna be tough, and that's
Yeah.
because of our back four actually. Because I'm not sure about the harmony of that back four yet. That's why I said 1-1. And going out to Crystal Palace is always a difficult game. At home, it's a different tune-up, but away, it's something different. So, with Fulham, I reckon maybe 1-0.
Just
I think,
scrape a 1-0 win.
yeah, I think we'll just script a 1-0 win.
I think we're better than 1-0. I think we can win 2-0. Like I said, I feel saying score lines like 7-0 is ridiculous. If I think the result's going to be comprehensive, I'll
Yeah,
let you in, I'll let you into my world. So if I think the result's going to be comprehensive, we're going to blow them away. I'll say we're possibly going to win 3-0, and that could mean anything above 3-0. I'm not expecting us to be anything less. But I'm not going to say, oh, we're going to win 6-0 because it always sounds stupid. You might have a good reasoning behind it. You might, if you're up against a lower league side or whatever, you might have a good reasoning
mm,
about it. But if you think you're going to 3-0's as pretty much as comprehensive as it gets. If you win 3-0, it's very sound. You might beat
Mhm.
Liverpool and you might beat United 7-0, but to predict it is crazy. But then again, some guy predicts people score from the halfway line and then they go and do it. So some people can get bang on. But
Mm.
to be very comprehensive, I would say 3-0. But I think obviously Silva's a good manager. They're going to build themselves up well against us. And but yeah, 2-0 for me is 2-0 will be sound. I will take 2-0.
It's a bit decent, yeah, yeah. Ryan, we've come to the end of the show, man. 2 hours, man. I wanted the show to be 1 hour 30 minutes, but we'll cross the line again, man. Ryan, we always do this, man. It's just because it's always nice to sit down and talk. Even if, bro, man, I came back from work, had to do some assignments, and also, then I had to start prepping for the show too. So, and then down to the stream. So, it's. But it's just that sometimes it's always so good to talk football with you, man. So thanks for coming to the show today, and hopefully we can actually set a day for it to just
It also
tick.
it helps with the running of the show with the guys whacking the comments in. I always I've said it to you as well when we talk after the show. It would
Yeah,
be hour and a half if we didn't get the comments and the questions that we did.
yeah,
So we
yeah,
always
yeah,
that's why I appreciate the comments because
yeah.
it helps
It
the show
helps.
go along. It helps the show
Yeah,
go
yeah,
along.
exactly. Yeah, Ryan, tell these people where they could find you, man. Ryan, you're not on Instagram again. I just want you to confirm. Are you on Instagram?
No, my
Yeah.
Instagram's gone.
No. Okay. Good. Yeah, but you're on Twitter, right?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter still.
Yeah.
Maguire88. Maguire 23. Even the Insta was 88. Yeah.
God,
Um,
please
Maguire
don't say
23.
Maguire 30 now, please.
No, just 23. Maguire 23
Yeah.
on Twitter, and where you can find us on TikTok for search the Ryan and Claude Show. We're on there as well.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, yeah. Ryan just came in and just had a 2 hour long show, and that's enough content for you guys to just check out. And we talked about Balogun, we talked about Kiri and Tene, talked about Eddie and Katie, I talked about Pepe. Ryan, we actually touched lots of issues today. Yeah, it was a long haul. Yeah, and also talked about the team, the Crystal Palace stuff. Every juicy, gossip and every juicy news about Arsenal was all touched today. Yeah, so that's what me and Ryan bring to the table. Yeah, it's always excitement anytime we're talking football. So, guys, thank you for coming and joining us on the show today. Tomorrow is the big one. Deji Sports is coming to town. Yeah, guys. So, come and watch Deji Sports. Ryan Deji Sports was all out with guns out. Yeah, all guns blazing. After beating Manchester United. Yeah, the big
I
bad
don't blame
Manchester
him.
United.
I don't blame him. It's a good win for them. Tottenham fans, they're probably buzzing. They didn't expect
The
to. I
bottom,
don't. I don't think they expected to beat any team because they're absolute shit. But they've done well. They've had a good performance against United, so I'm not surprised they're flying
but again, Postecoglou has got them playing good football.
against Man United. Let's have
I,
it
I
right
know,
against Man United.
but again, to be
No,
fair,
yeah, 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 yeah,
to be
yeah,
fair,
yeah,
they
yeah.
got a draw against Brentford. To be very fair, and look at what Brentford is doing.
Fuck me,
Brentford is
big.
mauling teams, man. look at the goal haul that Umbuemo is just having in
Yeah,
just 2 games. It's shocking without Ivan Tony. So Postecoglou might, he might be gluing that team together, but they will crumble when they face Arsenal. That's no doubt. No doubt
no
about
doubt,
that.
no
No
doubt,
doubt
no
about
doubt.
that. So, guys, join me tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a double header. Yeah, Sam Shafiq might be having an early show with me tomorrow, and then later at night again, me and Deji Spores will be coming together. There wasn't any show here yesterday, so I have to pay for that. So, Sam Shafiq might be joining us tomorrow. And then after that, Deji Spores at night will be coming down here. Uh, then on Friday, someone else will be coming. I think maybe Abs for the Arsenal Crash Talk. And then Saturday or either Sunday will be a watch along. So let's see. Also, all of the Fight Week show might also be coming on Sunday. So let's see what's going to happen. And on Saturday and Sunday, Sam Shafiq will be bringing you lots of live news and live interviews from stadiums around London. So watch out for that one. Big ups, guys, and thank you for joining me and Ryan. From me and Ryan, it's peace.
God bless.
Bless.